Okay, in this tutorial what I'm going to do is show you how you can create a link in HTML and link to an external web page or website. The first thing I'm going to do is delete all of this content here because we don't need it for now. We want to clear up our page. Another cool thing I want to show you actually before we do links is instead of you having to remember when you're creating a HTML page, that it's of doc type HTML and your opening and closing head tags and the title and the body, inside of Visual Studio Code, if you just type out HTML :5, it'll just create some boilerplate HTML for you, and this will still work. So for example, if I change this to HTML is awesome or something, and I save and refresh, we still see some sort of title up here. Okay, and just to prove to you this still works, we can put a H1 here, and we'll just say links tutorial, tutorial, okay. And when I go to my Google Chrome browser at the bottom of the computer, my screen refresh, we see links tutorial. Okay, awesome. So how do we create a link to an external web page? Well, the first thing we want to do is we want to use anchor tags. So the anchor tag has an opening A and a closing A tag, okay? So it's A for anchor. I know it's probably silly, it's not link, but that's the way it is. So if I just save and refresh, right? Okay, if I save and refresh, we don't see anything on the page, and that is because we haven't, created any content in between the anchor tags. So I'm going to say link to Google, okay, right? So that's the first thing. We have our opening anchor tag and our closing anchor tag with the angle bracket /A and then angle bracket again, okay, or chevron, and then we have the text in between here, okay, basically telling the user this is some sort of link. If I now save and refresh, we see here text link to Google. But notice when I hover my mouse on it, I'm not able to actually link to it. Well, there are certain elements in HTML that require additional information. These anchor tags are saying, okay, you want me to be a link, but a link to where? And what do you want the user to see? Well, whatever text you put between the anchor tags will be what the user sees. But we need to provide additional information to the opening anchor tag. And what we're going to do is we're going to set the href, okay? So the href will be what decides where we link to. So I'm just going to put in the address for Google, https://google.com, okay? Just going to save and refresh. Okay, we now see this looks like a link that will work. I'm not going to click it yet, and I'll tell you why. If I click on that link now, it's going to take me away from this page. You're going to see this refresh, and it will bring me to Google. But I want Google to open up in a different sort of tab, right? A different browser window. So what you can do is you can actually provide additional information again to the opening anchor tag, and that is target. And inside of target, if you select _blank, what that will do is that will make sure the link is opened up in a different window. So if I now save and refresh, and now if I click on this link to Google, notice how it opens up in a different tab. The site can't be reached because my internet's a bit slow, but now we see we are on Google. Okay, awesome. So that is how you can create a hyperlink in HTML. You have your opening anchor tag and your closing anchor tag. Don't forget the / for the closing anchor tag. Remember, just putting in the anchor tags and text in between them for the user to see is not enough. You need to give additional information to this anchor tag, and additional information with tags are known as essentially attributes, additional information, and the key one for the anchor tag is href. Where are we pointing to? Okay, in this case we're going to Google, and I also added in another attribute called target, and I said that in quotes to be _blank, just to make sure that when a user clicks on the link, it opens in a different window. Okay, awesome. I'll see you in the next tutorial.